do the whole Needmore OS late model series? Because what made you decide you wanted to do this?
To cut the cost for the average racer.
Motors, gonna cut down on tire price, gas price. How much do you think maybe they'll save in all? You think you know? Maybe?
I think they're going to be able to run these cars as cheap as they can run a Super Street car or cheaper.
So you're looking, like we said earlier, for somebody to have a top-notch car for $10,000 or less even.
Absolutely. They can buy a 10-year-old late model and put the aerodynamics on it to where it allows them to run. That 302 crate should run for a year or more with a couple sets of valve springs with no problem. You buy your 2 motors and have one car set back, and you can race and have fun, for the next couple of years with just with just the stuff that we're already laying out for you now. You can put your own nose on, you can put your own body on. The motor's going to be basically minimum worth of maintenance. You don't have to buy a brand new shock. There's shocks in every shop all over South Georgia. You can buy a shock you need if you're to break one or bend one or something like that. And some of these older guys that really thought that they were they kind of wanted to retire because they thought they maybe were kind of too old to run. They didn't want to run enduro and all that. They run late model and limited and that kind of stuff. So they're considering, even right now, buying up old chassis. They're going to put their stuff back into a car, and they're so excited they never thought they'd get to race again, because of the way things have gone. And they see now that there's going to be a class that they can race and can afford to race, because their kids may be running a more expensive class and all that, and they don't want to take their racing operation, from that racing operation. But this is going to be very minimal investment for the fun they're going to be able to have and the maintenance-free laps. And now of course if you wreck it, but a lot of the stuff you can fix yourself. The noses on these cars we run today, $500 if you fix them yourself. It's $145 or more for the nose bracing. You have to pay the shipping. Those little side braces are $100 a piece or better, and the noses are $150 plus a little piece of aluminum and that kind of stuff that goes on them. So if you tear a nose off, just simply run under somebody and tear a nose off, it's already cost you half your first place money right there just in that. A wedge nose, you can buy the aluminum, weld everything back together yourself, put it on there for $45.
Wow, big difference.
Well, the shocks, it says 1 shock per wheel. You can claim it for $500, but if you claim the extra, the other 2,
no. The way that is all the shocks goes. It's not just one wheel. That's just the explanation of what I'm doing. 1 shock per wheel. See, some of the cars are running 2 shocks on the left rear, and now they're $5,000 worth shocks is $6,000. So we're running 1 shock per wheel. You buy the shock package for $500.
You can't do 1 or 2. You got to do the whole thing.
The whole package.
Gotcha.
You get the whole shock package. Every shock, no springs or hangers or whatever. Just the shock on all 4 wheels. And you can buy brand new shocks to put back on your car for $500. So they just updated your car and freshened your car up with a brand new set of shocks.
So pump gas is the only gas that'll be used in the old school series.
Gas, and I will check it.
Okay.
Top 3 cars every week, I'll check the gas so it can't be cheated up.
Since the crate motors aren't any type of special where somebody has to come in with a key or anything, you can check this, you can have your tech guy, you don't have to have a special person there to check this crate motor.
No, we'll just take it out, we'll unload it out of your race car, and we'll load it in the back of somebody's pickup truck. We're never going to pull the heads on it, pull the valve covers on it, or the intake on it. You claim it, it's yours. If they want to sell it, they get paid. If they don't, then they won't get paid. The next man down the line will get paid.
Well, tell me about the Lexan on the driver's rear side.
Okay, the Lexan is a clear, hard to break material. It'll be 18 inches tall and 48 inches long on the left rear of the car behind the driver. and that'll keep wind on the car to let you drive the car in just a little bit deeper and keep the car more stable. So what you're giving up with horsepower, you'll have an opportunity to make up, you know, with wind on your chassis. I don't want some money man come in and buying a tire, soft tire early on, hard tire later on. We're doing this that you can afford, you know, any racer can afford to do it. So we're going to put the hard tires on there to force you to get more more races out of your tire. Remove the choke only. The choke horn must remain. The carburetor must be unaltered, out of the box.
You can claim on somebody else's car. You can, if they take it off your car, you can turn right around. As long as you have not spent extra money on it, you turn right around for the money that they paid to claim it and buy these same things that they can your car.
Yeah, that's where the claim prices come from.
So you're not going to lose out if you haven't spent the extra money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell me the measures that you're taking to keep people from basically cheating and getting more expensive equipment and getting by with it week in and week out.
Okay. When we set up the 302 crate, they can be bought from $3,200 to $3,400. You know, they're different prices. You can buy a used one, put in the car. It does not matter. So we're trying to keep the prices down on the motor by running the 602 crate. We're keeping anybody from cheating the motor up, or these the engine builders, you know, doing the little fine work that they do for $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 in the same motor, where you got a $15,000 motor running against a $4,000 motor in the same class, and both of them being legal. We're not going to protest the motors. We're going to allow them to be claimed. So the motor, the 602 crate you run, will be claimed for $3,500 by the man behind you if you win the race. That's a $3,500 claim. If you do not sell your motor will only sell with the distributor. You keep your carburetor, you keep your headers, your water pump. Only thing that they claim is what comes in the crate. That's all they get. Distributor and the lawn block. That's all they get. And then you can take that same money and go buy you a brand spanking new one with it and put it in there and come right back and race again. On the shocks, exactly the same way. We're trying to keep the expense down. They're running $4,000 shocks or $5,000 shocks and 2 shocks on one wheel, and you know, and all these shock packages. So we've got a $500 claim on your 4 shocks only, 1 on each wheel. You claim the whole package, $500. If they were to claim your shocks, the second place man wants to claim the leader shocks, then you take them off and he takes them. He gives you $500 and you can buy another brand new set for $500.
I understand you're going to run these old school late models with the limited late models. How are you going to do that?
Okay, our plan is, and our goal is, and our vision is that these cars will be the biggest class we have. But a lot of times you'll put the rules out there and people kind of wait till they start getting them built. So the idea we have, we put a little extra weight on them than what we'll normally have on them when they break out on their own. So if one shows up, even this coming race weekend, we'll run them with our limited sportsman. Now when those cars get 8 of those cars to run, we will break them out into their own class. They'll have their own money, they'll have their own everything. We'll reduce the weight to make it easier on the tires, and they'll be running heads up against themselves. Now this is what I can promise all of these guys putting these cars together, and my limited class. If the Needmore old school late models were to have an advantage on the racetrack over our limited cars, we will handicap those old OS cars with whatever it takes to keep them competitive. If the late model cars at Needmore, the limited cars at Needmore were to dominate over the OS cars, then we will give the OS cars more to be able to be competitive.
Tell us a little bit about the Outlaw Super Street Series, Brandon.
Okay, the Outlaw Super Street cars have been illegal at Needmore all year. They were not, because of the bodies and a couple other things, the rear chassis and that kind of stuff. They've been illegal at this racetrack. So they've not been, not had a chance to come and compete with our cars. So as of starting next weekend, not this coming Saturday, but the next, we're going to allow the Outlaw Super Streets to run their rules. Their 8-inch wheels, their tires, their body rules, their motor rules. If they come in under the Southern Outlaw Super Street, we tech them exactly the same way, the weights and everything. And they'll run heads up against our Super Streets under the Needmore rule. The Needmore cars will be teched according to the Needmore rules. The Southern Outlaw Super Street cars will be teched according to their rules. And that'll allow those boys to come and have a place to run. Well, not run their series, to have another track to just hone their skills a little bit. Now, we're so sure that the Needmore guys know what they're doing that this, any Southern Outlaw Super Street that comes to Needmore, whether it's next week or the next race we have or the next race after that, the first one to outrun a Needmore Super Street will get a $200 bonus. It doesn't matter who it is.
They have to win, not
They
just
have to win.
outrun.
No, they have to win. But they get a $200 bonus for whichever Needmore car finishes behind them. If they finish first and, even second or third, but the first place winner, as long as there's one Needmore car under our rules on the racetrack, they get $200.
That ought to encourage those guys to come on down.
You should. We pay $500 every week for that class. So that's $700 for some of those guys out there. They're great guys out there. They got good cars. My guys want to run against competition. They want to, the competition to come. And so we want the competition to come. We want the cars. We want the people to see different, directions of racing. So we feel like this is a good combination, and we encourage all that wants to come because there'll be a race of their rules right here at the Needmore Speedway. Yeah, now they run smaller tires, smaller wheels, but they have more spoiler and they have more aluminum on top of their cars. Our cars are 60 inches wide with just regular small noses on them.
It still gives our cars advantage, though, doesn't it?
Well, it's according to what it is. If you've got more motor than you hook up, that's a disadvantage. If you've got more tire than you're capable of running because you run in so deep, can't get off and all that, that's a disadvantage. So the bottom line is whoever that dials their car in the best. We had a little 14-year-old kid come out here the other day, and I wanted to try this out, so we let him run under the Southern Outlaw rules. He won the heat race and run third in the feature.